Hi guys, welcome back to my Flosstube. My name is Crystal Rowe and this is a channel mostly about cross stitch. So, I have tons of haul. I have some finishes. I have my March Madness finished but not fully finished. I have a ton of stuff to show you. So, I'm going to go ahead and get started. I also want to talk about the retreat some. So, I think I'll talk about the retreat at the end. That way, and by retreat, I'm talking about the Layla May or Leela May designs and Stitching with the Housewives online virtual retreat that I attended. It was last week. Was it last weekend? I don't even know when it is. It was the 19th and 20th of March. So anyway, I'll talk about that at the end. That way, for anyone who's not interested, you can just end the video. So, let's get started. First, I want to do the giveaway winner, and that was for Barnyard Bakery by Stitching with the Housewives. Sorry about the glare. And I used a random comment generator, and the winner is AC Mark. So, AC Mark, my email will be in the description box, so just give me an email, or you can contact me on Instagram at Crystal Rowe, and that is spelled out like my YouTube username, which will also be in the description box. And if for some reason you don't hear back from me in a couple days, email me again. It could have got sent to my spam folder. So, congratulations. And I do have another giveaway this week, and this is for the chart Festive Little Fobs Barnyard Edition by Heartstring Samplery. And I received this in my goodie bag for the retreat, and I probably am not going to stitch it, so I want to give it away to someone who would like to stitch it. So if you are interested in this chart, let me zoom in on it. It's got a lot of like little farm motifs. It's very cute. And this is from March 2019 is what it says. Anyway, if you're interested in that, just use the word barnyard, all one word, B-A-R-N-Y-A-R-D. Just use the word barnyard. You don't have to make up some sentence. I just need something that for the YouTube comment generator, because it will filter out comments that use that word. So you can say something about barnyards, or you can just put the word barnyard. It's up to you. I just need something. Do not use the word giveaway in your comment. Be a subscriber and be over 18 so that I can get your address. I think that covers everything. And this is open internationally too. So I can't guarantee that you'll get it very fast if you're an international watcher, but I will ship it to you. Okay, so giveaways out of the way, and let's get started because I have a ton of haul. First, I'm going to start with my finishes. So my first finish is one of my March Madness losers, but it just had a tiny bit to go, and this is Nativity Row by Bent Creek. So I just had a little bit more to stitch, and I finished that up. I love it. Love it, love it, love it. I would like to stitch this again. Maybe even just do a Christmas ornament out of the manger. I would use a darker skin tone than that if I redid it, but I just used the charted colors on this one. But I just absolutely love it. It's my first time using metallics, which I did in the UVW. That was a pain in the butt. Not gonna lie, that was a DMC Light Effects, I think it's called. Yeah, I didn't like doing that, but the end result is worth it. So, and let me get the chart to show you. I stitched that on a 28 count Mushroom Lugana. So this is the chart by Bent Creek, and they stitch it on blue. And I had received this fabric as Stitchy Kindness, and that's what I used it for. Now, looking back, I could have fit 2 of these on here, of course, but, That's part of being a beginner. You live and learn, huh? So Nativity Row, I have a couple. I can either finish it, I can either frame it, which would be expensive because it's an odd shaped piece and I would have to do some custom framing, or I can do a Priscilla Stitching with Housewives finish where I use the mat board and maybe just find a board, a piece of wood to finish it on, which is 95% chance I'm gonna do a Priscilla finish on that when I find a board. My local Michael's closed and I know they have a lot of good boards there, so I need to check out Hobby Lobby. If they don't have something, then I just need to go to Lowe's and get them to cut me a board. I don't know. Not anything I'm doing right now. So my next finish is my winner of March Madness, and it's the winner because I declared it the winner because I didn't want to stitch the other contender. So this is the Love My Stitching pattern for the hands-on design and so much to love collaboration for a project bag. So I have the interfacing ironed on. I started on this last night and I just, I was too tired to finish it. I didn't want to mess it up. So let me zoom, try to get a little bit closer to that. It's very cute. This is on antique white 28 count Monaco. And I use 3 classic Colorworks colors. I use Black Coffee, Queen Bee, and Colonial Copper. So that was a lot of fun. I'm happy to have this done. And I don't think you can see it because I have it over here. But I have most of the fabric already cut out. I just need to finish cutting and assemble the project bag. So hopefully by my next video, hopefully by today, the end of today, I'll have a project bag made out of this. So we'll see if I get to it. Sometimes life happens. My next finish is I made my first strawberry. Sorry, I gotta look at the thing. I made a strawberry during the retreat, and this, sorry, the dogs are playing. Hopefully that doesn't bother you. This was so much fun. I was so scared to make a strawberry, and they did it. One of the classes was a tutorial on it. So this is the pattern, and it says chicken stitch, and then it had some more stuff down here, but I didn't stitch that. I just put 2021, and I like this because it's just a, what's that called, a straight stitch or a long stitch to make the thread. And my bow is a little sad. It's kind of sad. It looks better from the top than it does from the front. And we packed it with walnut shells, so it's not perfect, but it's perfect for me because I'm really proud of it. It's my first strawberry, and now I have the confidence that if I stitch a strawberry pattern, it's really not that bad to finish, especially if you have a sewing machine. I mean, it was just a couple little things, like really one thing on the sewing machine, stuff it, and then you gather it on the top. So that was a lot of fun. I enjoyed that. And I don't know if you would call this a finish, but one of the little classes they did, just kind of like a get to know you class, was this chicken pincushion. And I've made a big version of this years ago. It was a tutorial with Missouri Star Quilt Company. But okay, he's not so bad from the side, but if you look at the front, he's split open. And I just I put hot glue there because I wasn't, I mean, I just stuck a dab of hot glue to keep the stuffing from coming out. But that was just like a little get to know you class. So that was my other finish. So now I can move on to whips. I'm gonna get a drink. Okay, so I have steadily been working on this one. This is Sew by Row by Lori Holt. And I love this. I love it so much. I ended up ordering the quilt block of the month. And I'm definitely not done with it. I finally took the tape off and stitched around the edges. So I got my irons done since my last video, and I put in the outline of the bobbins and the blocks of fabric, because what I'm doing is, like, I did the pink bobbins or the pink thread spools, and then I'm going down here and putting in where the pink is. So once I get through with that, it'll be done and ready to frame. So I'm excited. I love that. I love the colors. I love the pattern. I just love everything about it. I'm stitching this on 25 count Cloud Lagana by Lori Holt, which I love that fabric. It's so easy to stitch on. Okay, my next whip is, I talked about this many floss tubes ago, but this is the Bonnie and Camille, this is a quilt bee book, and I am doing this quilt as well. You can see my first set of blocks, which I'm like 5 months behind on this block of the month, but that's okay. This is my first set of blocks that I did this week, and I decided, that got me in the mood to try the cross stitch. I had already started the cross stitch when I first got the book, and I started it on, I think this is a 16 count Aida, and I hated it. I just put in one little part. I didn't want to stitch it. I didn't like the pattern on that. I just was like really unhappy, and I really didn't like it so much that I thought, I'm not going to stitch it at all. I'm just going to do the quilt. But once I did my quilt blocks, and this is the current stitch along with Fat Quarter Shop, I wanted to try it again, so I pulled out another piece of 25 count Cloud Lagana by Lori Holt, and what a difference. I love it now. Stitching on this compared to the Aida that I had, which, I mean, I love Aida. It was just, that particular piece of Aida was just like trying to stitch on cardboard. It was so stiff. And where I stitch in hand, so it just feels like every time I'm doing the sewing method. So this is so soft, and I love it. I love solid quilts anyway. So to me, it looks like, let me show you in the book. So this is the quilt pattern, and the pattern is in the book. That's the only way you can get it. And then this is the cross stitch version. So of course it's all in solids. I love it. I didn't want to stop stitching it, and actually the only reason I didn't was that my hand was cramping up yesterday, and every time I start to stitch, I had a lot of pain. I did try some stretches like this. If you get cramps in your hand and arm from stitching, and you have any tips for that, I would love some tips, because I was really frustrated that every time I tried to grasp my needle, it was just like a lot of pain. So, which is probably because I'm stitching too much, but I love to stitch, so I don't know. So if you have any tips for that, please let me know. Alright, so oh, in the Fat Quarter Shop, they're starting their stitch along on this side and working over, but I start on the right side, so I'm working right to left. So I'll do right to left and then just work my way down. That's a big pattern, so it's going to take a while. Okay. This is in my project bag I made with the Feels Like Home bird for the Winter Rose Manor, which I know if you watch Flosstube, you've seen this 1,000 times. And I am stitching this as a tribute to my mom and my late brother, in representation of my late brother and me. And I had to order a bunch, I had to order, and then I bought the extra floss for this so I could get back to it. And I just pretty much, all I got done was I put in this window frame, and I started on the male cardinal. And I had to change the colors because the two cauliflower colors were so close. I think it's Oscar. I can't remember. It's Oscar and something else by Weeks Dye Works. Actually, let me pull that and show you. I mean, it was really frustrating. They were so close. Maybe Oscar and Olive. Or Oscar and Sage. It's Oscar and Sage. Okay. So there's just not enough contrast. I mean, it actually looks more contrasted on the camera than in person. So what I did was I just pulled this sandcastle down for the lighter part, and I had just gotten started on that. So if you look at the picture, you know, there's decent contrast. So anyway, you know, different dye lots, you're going to have that. So I'm just trying to work with it. So I didn't work on that a ton. I really worked a lot on my Lori Holt Sew by Row because, for one, I love it and I want to get it done. And I feel like once I get that done, I can maybe start one of my expo projects, which I'm probably going to do anyway. Okay, so I did start this. This is the Home Sweet Home pattern by Fat Quarter Shop. I started this a little bit, and I'm stitching this on 14 count white washboard fabric flare. So I started on the roof, and I messed this up and had to frog it so many times. Let me see if I can show you this without showing you the pattern. Okay. I'm just going to try to zoom in on this. I may just need to take a picture, but I'm going to try to do it this way. Okay. So this is the roof. Okay. Those are two different colors to read on the chart. I don't know about you, but that's hard to see. So what I did, because they look, one is an arrow and one's an X, but they're both teal. So what I did is I took a highlighter and I highlighted, and this is like the same roof pattern but on the other side. I highlighted the, sorry, there's a fire truck going by. My dogs heard it. Zoe. And using the highlighter helped, but still my eyes just didn't want to, I don't know, my eyes just didn't, my eyes were not cooperating. My brain was not cooperating. So I messed that up so many times. So I think, sorry, my eye's itching. I think I may try to photocopy this in black and white and maybe even blow it up a little bit to help. Now, the yellow is really pale, so I don't know if the yellow would show up at all on a black and white copy, but it would help me with all the different teals, because if you look, there's a lot of teal. So every teal symbol is in a different shade of teal, but they all kind of blend together. So I have a lot of trouble reading the It's So Emma patterns. So I love the patterns, I just have trouble reading them. But I do love it on this fabric because it's got like a good gray tint, and I love teals on this. So this is the floss. Some of it's still stuck together, but I love it on that. So it's all DMC. If you love if you watch Mama Loves UGB, she did a tutorial on how to make the thread keeps. I want to do that so bad. I was looking at thread keeps on Amazon, so we'll see. I've bought so much stuff though. I can't. Doggy fights. I can't buy that right now. Okay. also another whip. Let me get this organized so they go back where they're supposed to go. I put a little bit of stitching in this, so I'm not meeting my goal of having it done in time. This is the Trucking Along April. And since my last video, I put in this section. So, you know, I still have the truck and the other side that looks like this. But I do love it, and maybe I'll get it done in time to hang up in April at some point. I don't know. I love the Trucking Alongs, but I'm behind on all of them. I mean, like, seriously behind. And I get sidetracked and want to stitch other things. Let me get another drink. This is my lifeblood right here. Y'all, please don't hate me for these. Okay, so I'm filming a little bit earlier, and they have not gotten enough exercise. Usually by now, they are napping. Usually by the time I film my Flosstube, it's later in the morning, and they're napping. Okay, sorry about that. I gave them treats. I hope it calms them down, but I don't know if I'm going to edit what we'll edit out. But basically, usually by the time I do my Flosstube, they have played enough to where they're tired. And they are not tired. They are ready to go right now. So, I have 3 dogs. One is still kind of a puppy. We've had him for a few months. He's about roughly 9 or 10 months old. We don't know. Oh, I love my dogs, but it's annoying when you're trying to do Flosstube. Okay, so that was the last of my whips, was the Trucking Along April. So, now I'm going to get into haul. There's a lot. There's a lot of haul. So, well, before that, I did get Stitchy Kindness from a friend. She sent me Trucking Along January, and I don't know if she wants me to share her name, so I'm just going to say, you know who you are, thank you. So, that was Stitchy Kindness. So, for haul. Okay, so the first thing that came in the mail was a piece of, and I did not save the information, but it's 32 count Purple Passion. Oh, it's on there. 32 count Purple Passion linen. And this is for the chart that I showed last week. And I'm sorry, when I watched the video back, I realized the pictures that I had used were very poor quality. But this is the Barbara Anna Designs. It has five different layers. And this is the top layer. So it's lighter than what I thought from the picture, but I really like that. I think it's going to blend well with the other colors. And I'm glad that the actual fabric is lighter. This is called for. So this is all in DMC. I'm going to see what I have in my DMC stash. And I would like to start this very soon. More dog barking. The next thing that I received was, and this is 2 weeks worth of stuff, so please don't judge, is the called for fabric for my hands-on design Java Block Party. And it is 28 count Brandywine. And I'm not sure if that's picking up very well, but it is the color of coffee beans. I mean, it's the perfect color for a coffee chart. So I love that. I don't know when I'll start it. I kind of would like to do some sort of mania thing, not where I'd start a million things, but just start some of these things that I'm working on kitting up. So we'll see. I don't know. That's a lot of floss and a lot of fabric to buy. So we'll see. I don't know. The next thing that came in was, if you're familiar with Color and Cotton, sometimes on the website they will have ready to ship fabric. And she had this, and I ordered it because very, very rarely do I get to go on the website and actually see fabric that's not sold out. So the first one is, it says limited edition Opal Lugana 28 count. And this is, oh my goodness, I love it. I know it's not going to show up in this light. Well, maybe. It is an opalescent, so it has the glitter. It's just a beautiful silvery gray, light modeling, and I thought, okay, this is perfect for something for Christmas. I mean, I loved it so much. I even thought, I don't know, maybe Glitter Village, but it might be too light for Glitter Village. It's beautiful. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. And the other one is called Tomato Opal Lugana, and it's a shimmery, the color's tomato, so when I think of tomato, I think of a bright red, but this is not. This is like a, it's showing up pretty true to color. It's a corally orangish, I would say more coral salmon color, and I love this. This is perfect for a modern Christmas pattern. I was thinking like a Satsuma Street type pattern, or even Valentine's Day. I mean, oh, I love it. Love it, love it, love it. So, it's an unusual fabric, but I know when that perfect pattern comes around for it, I'm gonna be so excited. Okay, so I'll try to pull all these charts. I got a lot of expo haul, so I'm just gonna organize it. Okay, so before I get into expo haul, this is an eBay find. This is a Dimensions Christmas Village Ornaments Kit. And this was one of my late night eBay browsing finds. And it's the gold collection. And this isn't hard to find or anything. There's a ton of these on eBay. But I love Christmas Village motifs, and I thought, you know, if I could do like one a year or something, I don't know. But I just really love that. And of course, it came with everything. Oh goodness, y'all. I'm sorry about the dogs barking. I really am. We have a small house, and I can't like put them in a room somewhere. It's not gonna work. I also received my Stitch Quarterly. If you receive this, or if you haven't gotten yours in the mail and you don't want to be spoiled, please fast forward. I would say 5 minutes, because I am going to show this, because I think it's all over Instagram. You know, I've seen it posted many times on Instagram already, so I think I'm safe to show it. Of course, it comes with this zipper pouch. And this is from fatquartershop. And unfortunately, I was spoiled on this by the fatquartershop Instagram account. They had shared someone else's post before I got mine in the mail, and I was so disappointed. So I do understand, you know, spoiling, because if I had not seen what was in it and then opened this, I would have been just shrieking, because I love what's in it, but I already knew when I opened it because I saw it on Instagram. The pattern is called Fresh Cut. And the fabric they sent is Color and Cotton, which is, I would have been so excited to have been surprised, because I did not expect Color and Cotton. And it's called Bisque. And it's a really light gray and white modeling. And the floss is Cosmo, which I would have been so excited about, because I've never tried Cosmo and I've wanted to. So it's Cosmo floss. And then a needle minder, which looks like the new, it says Fresh Cut needle minder, but it looks like the little baskets that Lori Holt has coming out. So I'm not sure if it's just a coincidence or what. Actually no, it matches the middle of the pattern. It's really pretty. And then it came with a needle, a John James needle. And it also came with thread conditioner, which, okay, so I mentioned my puppy, Mose. I was using some beeswax. This is pretty. It has a little bee on it. And this is Mind Your Own Beeswax Thread Conditioner by Lori Holt Be In My Bonnet. So I'm sure this is going to be like a new product that they have soon. It's probably just exclusive right now to the Stitch Quarterly, and then they'll probably start selling it in a couple weeks. But I was in the shower and I had left my cube of beeswax on my stitching table, and I came out and there was something all over my couch and I couldn't figure out what it was, and I took it, and this is going to sound crazy, but I was like, what is that? And I couldn't figure it out, so I smelled it, and it was the beeswax, but he had chewed it, so it was just like a little, he chewed it, and I mean, he didn't eat it. I guess he realized it wasn't edible. Anyway, it sounds a lot more gross than what it was. But I was like, he ate my beeswax. I was upset. I was thankful he didn't swallow it. He just basically turned it from a ball into a bunch of little pieces. So, I had ordered more beeswax from Needle Case Goodies, and then like 3 days later I got this. So now I have two beeswax, but I'm glad, because I do like to use this on the ends of my thread on certain cloths that seem to shred the tails of your thread of your floss. So I'm glad I have two, and you know, if there's one that I like more than the other, I'll have an alternative. But anyway, I'm going to have to put these dogs in puppy jail. I mean, they are not respecting the Flosstube. Do they not understand that Mommy's trying to record a video? Do you not understand? Huh? Do we need to have a talk? Come here, Muss. Come here, Muss. Come here, Mussy. Come on. Oh, good. This is my puppy Mose. He's got Baby Yoda ears. But when his ears are up, when he's not freaked out because I'm pulling him up, he actually looks like a German Shepherd. But he's not. He's, I mean, he could have German Shepherd in him. He's a mix. Goodness, what's Mommy doing? Showing you off. Showing you off. He's my big baby. Mommy's baby. I love you too. Okay. His name is Mose, M-O-S-E, but we call him Mosey Boy and Momo and anything. Okay, so moving on. My last video, I had went to the cross stitch store, and I got so excited that I picked up the Lady Dots Creates pom-poms when I really needed the chenille. So I ordered the chenille that I needed. So that is for a finishing, for a pillow finishing that I'm doing for a finished project that I have. And I think everything else is mostly Expo. It's not all Expo. Okay, so I've showed this fabric before. This is Bramble 32 count, and this is the called for fabric. I already had this, but the reason I'm showing it again is because it goes with Butterfly Cloche, which came in the mail. This is my absolutely favorite Expo pattern by Hello from Liz Matthews. I want to start this immediately. I'm using the DMC conversion because the needlepoint silk is not in my budget right now, and I like to be able to pay my electric bill. So it has a conversion, and this is just the back of the chart, so I'm not like showing the chart. That's just on the actual back of the chart, like if you look online. I love this. Love it, love it, love it, love it. And I can't wait to start it. I'm so excited about it. I thought I would wait for Mother's Day or my birthday. I am not going to be able to wait that long. I want to start this like yesterday. So I'm very excited about Butterfly Cloche by Hello from Liz Matthews. I think it's beautiful. Okay, so this is not Expo. This is I saw this on Stitching with the Housewives. Priscilla showed her finishing of this, and this is my first Prairie Schooler. So it's called Rabbit Run. And she showed her finishing, and she used, I think, coffee tea dyed Monaco, which I really like that with the colors. So that's what I'm going to do, is probably coffee tea dyed Monaco. And I just love it. So I don't know, maybe this is going to start my love affair with Prairie Schooler. I don't know. I like Prairie Schooler, but I have just never, bought any of their patterns. But I fell in love with her Rabbit Run. So I ordered that. And I have joined the Blackbird Club. I've never had a Blackbird Designs chart, but I saw these when I was looking for something else on someone's Etsy store. So I fell in love with, okay, first of all, I fell in love with that cat. This is Loose Feathers for the Birds, number 3. She sights a bird. And because I don't really know a lot about Blackbird Designs. I don't understand all these different series and Loose Feathers and all that. All I know is I saw this chart and loved it. I love the colors. I like that it's not huge. I love the cat. I love that it's like a tiny little sampler. I just love it. And then I also loved this one that I guess goes with it. It's the For the Birds number 7. Hear the Crickets Sing, and I fell in love with that. It's beautiful. I was looking at the call for threads, and some of them overlap, but these actually have a lot of different colors, and I want to use the overdyes to get that effect, but that's pretty expensive for a small chart. So I may do some DMC some weeks. I don't know. I don't know what to do because I love the effect, but it's so expensive for, I don't know what to do. I'll have to think about it. I do have a couple of the colors, but I definitely don't have all the colors. So I don't plan on starting this right now. This is going in my stash. Okay, everything else is a Expo Market release. The Blue Flower Tudor Bee I love this. Love it, love it, love it. It's beautiful. And the next one is Amelia Prescott and How Her Parents Did Educate Her. And it is by Kathy Barrick, and it is a multiplication sampler. And I fell in love with this. I talked about this on another Flosstube when I had ordered it. I don't know. It says, this I have done to let you see how my parents did educate me, Amelia Prescott, in the year 1824. And I think just as a homeschool mom, I just fell in love with this. And I mentioned before we had started multiplication and it did not go well. My son was very, very frustrated with multiplication. So, that's okay. We'll get through it. But I love this chart. It's big and I don't have any fabric for it right now. So this is not anything I'm going to start immediately. But I thought this would be a good thing to start over the summer while we're on our break. So that's probably what I'm going to do. The next one is another Liz Matthews. And it is Gather Here with Grateful Hearts. I fell in love with this. I think it's beautiful. It's all one color of floss. And I don't know. I just love it. I think it's absolutely gorgeous. Love it, love it, love it. I don't have any fabric for that either. And this one is, I want to start this one like now. Now. This is Tracy Kogut. Pull it out of the package. Because I want to get very close to this so you can see. I'm going to turn my chart up. Okay, Tracy Kogut Peacemaker. Work of Heart. And it's one of her angels. This is a new release. And if you get really close, look at all of those pastel confetti stitches in her wings. I mean, first of all, I know that's not going to be easy to stitch, but it's beautiful. There are so many DMCs. Look at this DMC list. It's long. And the pattern is basically 9 by 9 or 9 by 10. So, I mean, to get all of that shading, it's a lot of DMC. I think it's beautiful. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. I had to get this. I had to. I can't wait to stitch it. I know it's going to be harder than some of the other things I've stitched, but I can't wait to get this done. I want this hanging on my wall like yesterday. So, that is all of my haul. Oh no, 2 more things. I ordered Pat Carson needles. Okay, so I usually use the cheap DMC needles that I buy at Hobby Lobby or Walmart. And I also use John James needles, which I really like the John James. So I decided to try the Bowen needles, and I had a lot of trouble stitching with the Bowen. So I actually gave those away to a friend. So I want to try Pat Carson, but the Pat Carson you have to pay for like a 25 pack of needles at a time. So one of the stores I had ordered from were selling them broken up into sets of 5. So I ordered a set of 28 and a set of 26. And now I know why everybody loves Pat Carson needles. Because I don't know what it is, but there is such a difference between the like DMC needles that I buy at Walmart, you know, because it's economical and it's available to me. And these. It just glides through my fabric so nicely. I am so glad that I bought these. And I still like John James. There's, you know, but I definitely am a Pat Carson convert now after trying these needles. Love them. Love them so much. So I just put, they didn't come labeled. I just used my label maker to put the 26 and 28 on there so that, I mean, the seller said the orange is 28 and the blue is 26, but just for quick reference, I've made labels for them. So, love the Pat Carson. Okay, I need another drink because we're going to get to the retreat talk. I originally took notes at the retreat, but I didn't keep up with them because I felt like there really wasn't a whole lot to take notes on. But I will show you this. This is my, the Steel City Stitchers do my new favorite thing. And this was this little mini tomato pincushion was in our goodie bag. So what I did is I hot glued the back of a needle minder on it. And I used this as a magnet. I mean, it's not really a needle minder because the whole thing is not magnetized. But you can stick pins in it. And it's just cute. So I use it to hold my chart, and it's just adorable. I love it. So if you have a little tomato pincushion like this, hot glue a magnet to it, and you can stick it to something to have a little mini tomato pincushion magnet needle minder. So I love that. All right, so the retreat. I will say that last year, when the pandemic first started and we didn't realize that it was going to be as lengthy as it was, I told my husband, I said, next year I'm going to a cross-stitch retreat. He said, okay, because with our lifestyle and my obligations with being a caretaker and being a special needs mom, and his work life, we haven't been on vacation in years. We just don't go on vacation. It's, you know, we haven't been for financial reasons. We haven't been for scheduling reasons. And also, it's hard with our son to plan a regular, like, week vacation because he's not really comfortable leaving the house that much. So, I've just been going stir crazy. So I told him, I said, I'm going to go to a cross-stitch retreat next year. And he said, okay. But in reality, I can't go away for even a weekend at this point with my son. So even if the world was open up, we're just not in a place as a family for me to leave for the weekend. I did that when he was 5. I went to a quilting retreat for 3 nights and 4 days, and he was so angry with me that when I came home, he said, well, he wouldn't speak to me. And I mean, he was just so upset because I'm with him all the time. He has autism, and me being gone changes his entire routine, everything about his day. And it didn't matter if his dad did exactly what I do, it's not his mom. So the amount of stress and anxiety that he has when I'm gone, more than just like a regular, trip to the store or the doctor's appointment, it's just not worth. I'm not going to enjoy myself knowing that my child is miserable. And it's more than just regular separation anxiety. It's serious when you have a child with special needs. So anyway, with that being said, when they announced that they were doing a Zoom retreat, I got really excited because I knew it was something that I could do at home, not worry about leaving my son, whether there was a pandemic or no pandemic, and it's something I could participate in, do for myself, and still be here for him. So that is why I decided to invest in the Zoom retreat, because it wasn't cheap. It was $320, and for some people, that's not that bad. For other people, that's way out of their budget. For me, it was in the middle. It was more than I would have liked to have spent, but at the same time, it was worth the sacrifices to be able to, to pay for it and to be able to participate. So, that's how much it costs if you're curious. And they did break it up into 2 payments, so I paid half, and then it was about, I want to say about a month later that I paid the remaining half, and I feel like it was worth that amount. I don't feel like they were trying to overcharge. I think that for the amount of stuff they mailed us, all of the kits, all of the supplies, and for the classes that we took, it was completely and fairly priced. I don't have any problem with that at all. So I would say if it's something you're interested in, you do get your money's worth from that, because I think they are going to do this again. Okay, so on Friday night, we had a couple hours where we logged on and everybody kind of got used to the Zoom, and they did like a question and answer with Priscilla and Chelsea. So they talked, and honestly, at this point, I could be getting this messed up. So please forgive me. If you went to the retreat and I'm messing this up, feel free to correct me. So Priscilla and Chelsea of Stitching with Housewives, they got on there and they did like a question and answer thing, and the Kim, and I cannot think of the other lady's name. It's her cousin who is part of the Leela May Designs. Her name, I'm blanking on her name. But anyway, Jennifer and Kim? And then Ashley is one of the daughters. It's a family thing. So anyway, that was a lot of fun. We got to hear more, just got to hear them talk and things like that. And answer questions. And then they did the chicken pincushion tutorial, and that was just sort of like a warm-up for the other tutorials. So it was just something fun to do where everybody could kind of like get used to the format and all of that. And I want to say there was like 180-ish people in attendance, so you definitely cannot see like everyone's face. The way I had my Zoom set up was I would see the speakers, so it would be like the most of the screen would be whoever was speaking, and then I could see myself and a couple other people on top. And it did take people some getting used to with the microphone and dealing with that, but it was fine. So that was, it was like, it ended like 10 o'clock my time, I think. So it was like 8 to 10 Eastern because they are in Central Time, so it was a little bit earlier for them. Okay, so that was Friday night. We did the chicken pincushion tutorial, and they were doing door prizes. They were doing giveaways the whole time. They had amazing giveaways. So they would call out giveaways and show everybody what they had, and that was a lot of fun for, you know, if you want a giveaway. I won a project bag. So they said they would be mailing them. So when I get that, I will show it to you. The one I won is cow themed, and it has stitching that says moo. But some of the giveaways were like huge baskets of decor, you know, patterns, finishing pieces. It was really cool. And then Saturday morning we logged on, and they split us up into 2 smaller groups. So each group was still about, I want to say, you know, 90 some people or something like that. 80 to 90 people, depending on who was logged on. And then they had the classes split up that way. So like while we were doing one class, the other group would have free stitch, or they would have a class with Layla May, and then we would have a class with Priscilla and Chelsea, which I did not pull my stitching. Let me do that really quick because it's right here. And I hope I'm being articulate. You know, I should have written this down, but let me pull this out. I think it's in here. It may not be in here because I've moved some stuff around. Okay, sorry about that. It's hard telling. I'm probably going to edit out my behind from that. Okay, so this is the exclusive chart that I can show now because Priscilla showed it. This is the chart they did. And it is the same size as Bunny Bakery, if you're familiar with that. And it's called Chick's Garden. And the fabric they gave us to do it on is this hand-dyed 28 count denim blue Monaco, and I did start that, and I decided to stop and then try it on chalkboard black. So I switched to chalkboard black because I thought, and I literally just got the chick's head, because I could not stitch on anything really that was finicky, because I was so wrapped up in what was going on that I just stitched on my Lori Holt Sew by Row because I had a lot of outlines done, and it was easy to stitch on while listening to other people. So that's as far as I've gotten on that. And they said this will be available next year. And the finishing piece, the barn, that was part of it, that they sent us this Bunny Bakery, and any other charts that are that same, I think it's a 5x7 maybe, so 5x7, any of those will fit on here. Okay, so it was a lot of fun. Priscilla did a finishing class with that barn and that chart, so if anyone was finished with their chart and they wanted to follow along, they could. And people like me who weren't done, we just watched, and I stitched and just watched it and enjoyed learning, because everything is recorded and you can go back and watch it. But also, you know, I learned a lot just from watching Priscilla do it. And she also, you know, on our free stitch, her and Chelsea joined our group, and they just talked in a more casual setting and answered questions that, you know, in a little bit more detailed, more like a chit chat way. So that was nice, and they were, you know, just really sweet and authentic and funny, and just exactly how they are on their Flosstube. Just, you know, less structured. conversation. And it was really cool because even though there were so many people on the Zoom chat, so you're not going to make those friends forever connections that you would make at an in-person retreat. It's just not possible with that many people. But what was cool was, you know, some of the more extroverted people were chit-chatting and coming on, and I learned a lot from just listening to them. People talked about their LNSs. They talked about their businesses. LaDonna from Sampling of Memories was in my group, and it was really cool because she talked about, you know, how she got started with her business. And this is just the chit-chat part. This isn't like a structured class. She just talked about her business and how that worked. And it was so interesting to hear her talk. And I felt like that's what I took away from it was, you know, it was a lot of people, you know, I don't think there were many men there. So I don't think, I think it's appropriate to say this. It was a lot of women supporting women. And it was a really positive experience. So I mostly kept my camera off because I had things going on in my house. I had kept my camera and microphone off most of the time because, you know, my husband was in and out. My son was here. My pets, I could get up and walk my dogs and come back. I could get food. And so I didn't want to be like shoving pizza in my mouth on camera. So that was cool. I just would turn it off and watch everybody else. And there was one time that I got tired of the position I was in stitching. So I thought, oh, I'm just going to go sit in my recliner with the laptop and just listen to everybody. So I get into my recliner and I'm laid back and I have the laptop in my lap and I'm just chilling out. And I didn't realize I had turned my camera back on. And I was like, it was like that. I was so embarrassed. I was like, what if I did or said something embarrassing on camera? Because I had no clue I was on camera. And it was just like this view of me in my recliner. So I quickly turned my camera off. I was so embarrassed. And probably nobody saw me because you mostly just saw the people that were talking. It was just nice. There were a lot of names that I got to put faces with. And we did the class on the strawberry. And then they did the other class on this finishing piece, which is the paddle. And this is another thing I didn't stitch. I'm still deciding if I want to do this as a giveaway or not. Because I haven't decided if I want to use the paddle for another design that I have or just give I have the whole kit. So I have the ribbon, you know, the chart. This is the chart. So I haven't decided if I become sure I'm not going to use it, I will do it as a giveaway because I want someone who will enjoy it to finish it. So, and at the end they did like a bingo game and they did more door prizes and it was just a lot of fun. So I would recommend it to somebody who's like me where, you know, it's not possible to travel and, you know, you really want to broaden your horizons. Like I said, I never made a strawberry before and it's something I would not have attempted if I didn't take that class. And taking that class, I realized how simple it really is. And of course, I love Priscilla and Chelsea, and that was the highlight of the retreat was getting to, you know, get that like interaction with them and just hear them talk more about their business and their stitching and just, you know, their personalities, and it was a lot of fun. So, if you've stuck with me to the end, I realize there are two things that I forgot. And that is that right now there is a like under 1,000 subscriber Flosstube promotion. And I wanted to highlight two channels. And one is Candace K, and because I didn't write this down, I could be wrong. Candace, I love her Flosstube, and she's under 1,000 subscribers. And if you watch me, you may watch her too. I don't know. But I would love for you to check out Candace. I will put her Flosstube channel in the description box. She has an awesome Instagram page, and I will link that so you can check out Candace, and please go subscribe to her channel. She's a great Flosstuber. And the other one is a brand new Flosstuber, and I hope I say your name right, Chiara, and I will link her channel. She did her first Flosstube this week, and I loved it. She's awesome. She was also at the retreat, and she did a great job with her first Flosstube, and she also has a great Instagram page. So she just started out. So guys, go check her out and subscribe to her page. And you know, she really has some awesome stitching and haul, and I love her personality. And I think that's really what it's about, is, you know, I think it's, you know, you just kind of like, you fall in love with someone's personality more than anything. And the stitching is just a bonus, I think. So anyway, if you've stuck with me this long, I appreciate it. I'm sorry that I couldn't be more articulate about the retreat. I should have written down my thoughts before I started rambling. So if there's anything you want to know that I didn't cover, just ask in the comments. And there go the dogs barking again. And that's it. Bye guys. See you next time.